Hey guys, hope all of you are fine. So today we will study chapter number 1, which is Introduction to Partnership and Partnership Final Accounts, 12th standard, 12th standard Maharashtra board or state board. Now see, before starting this chapter, as all of you are aware, there are some changes made in the syllabus from the academic year 2020-21. That means the students, they will give exam in the year 2021 Feb or March. For them the syllabus is changed. So for first 2 minutes we will discuss what are the changes in the syllabus as compared to old syllabus. Okay, so I will give you brief information about the changes. Let's start. See guys, Introduction to Partnership in old syllabus was 1 chapter and Partnership Final Accounts was chapter number 2. Means in new syllabus they have clubbed both the chapters and they have made it a single chapter. So earlier there were 2 chapters. First was Introduction to Partnership and Partnership Final Accounts. Next, Accounts of not for profit or concern, this chapter was there. Admission of partner, retirement of partner, death of partner, which altogether is called reconstitution of partnership. All these chapters were there, and even dissolution was there. Bills of exchange was there in the previous syllabus, means old syllabus. Company accounts, see there is small change. Company accounts, issue of share was 1 chapter, and there was one more chapter in company accounts, that was accounting for debentures. Okay, now see what has happened. This chapter they have deleted from the new syllabus. Means for the students, they will appear in March or February 2021 exam. For them this chapter is not there, they have taken it out. In old syllabus this chapter accounting for debentures was there. Okay, now this is gone. Analysis of financial statement, this was there in the previous chapter, previous year, old syllabus, and in new syllabus also it is there. Accounting or computer accounting was not there in old syllabus. This was not there earlier. This is something they have introduced. Small changes. Now there is one more chapter which they have excluded from the new syllabus, that is single entry system. Now what they have done is they have taken it out from 12th standard syllabus and they have included this chapter in 11th standard. So the students, they are now in 12th standard, they might have studied single entry system in their 11th standard. So that is the reason. Last year only they included single entry system in 11th standard. So now this chapter is not in your new syllabus. So these are some changes. About the marks, 80 marks exam will be there. 20 marks would be with college, means practical marks. So this will include your 20 marks your behavior, your performance in college, and accordingly you will get marks. But 80 marks will be a written test board exam which you will give in the month of February and March. Now the chapter which we are starting, Introduction to Partnership and Partnership Final Accounts, this chapter we will divide for our study purpose in 2 parts. Part 1 I will teach you today in today's lecture, and part 2 we will study later. Now which part we will conduct today? Introduction to Partnership. Now what partnership business is, what is the act applicable to partnership business, what are the minimum number of partners required, maximum numbers, functions of partnership, profit and loss appropriation. No, you don't have profit and loss appropriation. CBSE guys have profit and loss. So state board you don't have profit and loss appropriation. So you will have types of accounts, capital accounts. Okay, so that much we will try to cover today, and partnership final accounts, which have numericals on final accounts, trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet preparation, that we will cover in coming lectures. Okay, so let's start with introduction to partnership. Okay guys, one more thing which I wanted to tell you, introduction to partnership and partnership final accounts for Maharashtra board, state board, this chapter will carry around 15 marks. Okay, let's start with introduction to partnership. See, in my notes which I have given to my students, okay, who are Shriram Academy students, I have given them the soft copy of this, and in that I have marked important points as 3-stars. So you guys also, if you want, if you have a book or soft copy, you can take these important points. These are very, very important points. See, you cannot remember or learn whole book, but at least what you can do is important points you can study thoroughly. See now guys, what is partnership? This is very important to understand. For example, A is there, Mr. or Mrs. whatever, A is there. He want to start a business with a capital. Capital, the money which a businessman or entrepreneur introduce for business purpose. Starts business with 5 lakh rupees individually, alone, all alone. For example, he starts a snack center or a medical or a grocery or a small garage. If Mr. A is doing that individually, that will be called as sole proprietorship. You are aware of that. Now for example, there are 2 or 3 people, they come together, 2 or more people, when they come together for doing business, that will be called as partnership. Remember that will be called as partnership. Partnership, only one person cannot do partnership. For partnership you need 1 plus something. Okay, then only, except 0, 1 plus 1 for example. So then only you can start partnership. Now partnership is always done for profit motive. Some very important points I am telling you. Partnership is not done for charity. Partnership doing for charity, no. It is a profit making organization. Partnership is always done for partnership. Now there are certain acts for all types of businesses. For example, if you have limited companies, the act applicable to them is Companies Act 2013. Okay, limited means you might have studied, CBSE guys in business studies, or state board guys in SP, OCM, you might have studied company, limited company. Example, limited companies: Infosys Limited, Kirloskar Limited. So these are all limited companies. So they are governed by the act that is called Companies Act 2013. Now the question arises, which act is applicable for partnership? So there is an act, and the name of act is Partnership Act 1932. See, it is here, Partnership Act 1932. Now this 32 is what? This act was created in the year 1932. See guys, in every act there are various sections. हिंदी में जिनको धारा बोला जाता है, धारा ये. So sections like section 2, section 4, section 5, section 6, section 115, section 300, there are n number of sections. So here this section of Partnership Act gives you the definition of partnership. So that is why it is said see, this is the definition what we are studying of partnership. So it is how the definition is given, you have to learn it. Indian Partnership Act 1932 section 4 defines the partnership as, what is partnership? See, in inverted commas, it is the relation. It is the relation between persons. Persons means one or more people coming together, between persons who have agreed to share the profit. See, partnership is always done for profit motive, to share the profits of a business carried on by all. For example, A, B, C are partners. Either all of them they will do the partnership business, or for example, C is busy with other work and he has other businesses to take care of. So A and B also can carry the business, but C will still be the partner. It is not necessary that he has to be there, take active participation in the management of the business throughout the year, not necessary. So it is said business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. So guys, being commerce student, the least expectation would be that at least you remember the definition of partnership. Once again, what is partnership? Partnership is the relation between persons. Which persons? Who have agreed on what? To share the profits of what? Of the business. Which business? The business that is carried on by all or any of them acting for all. Now what would be, how will you start writing this definition? As per Partnership Act 1932. So you please write this definition in the exam if they ask. There is some more definitions. No need to read all these definitions. Learn one definition, read one, learn it thoroughly. Partnership Act was passed which year? 1932. Okay. Further we will start. Now what are the features of partnership? See, for example, partnership is done by A, B and C. Now for example, they are friends and they started some partnership. See guys, it is very natural. There will be some understanding between all these three. Understanding on what? Like capital. Capital, is the money introduced for doing business. Capital. So they will agree. Like A will bring 2 lakh, B will bring 3 lakhs, C will bring nothing. He is not capable of bringing capital. So they might agree on this. Now they might agree on for example salary. They decided C will work extra hours as compared to A and B. So salary will be paid to C. How much? 5,000 rupees per month basis. Right. Drawings is what you have studied in 11th standard. Drawing is money or goods withdrawn by a partner from the business. That is drawing. Okay. So they might agree whether partners can take drawings from the business for personal use or no. So they might agree yes or no, whatever. So there are a number of things on which the partners will agree before starting the business. So see, without giving any thought process, you cannot start business like that, right or wrong. So they will agree on things. And roles and responsibilities. Who will do what? On that also they might agree. A, B and C, they might agree on that also. So that agreeing on who will do what and all the important things, okay, that is called agreement. Now agreement can be, see, two things. Agreement, either this A, B and C, they can do what? They will agree to it orally. Orally means they will discuss in between and then they will start business and it's fine. No problem. We are best friends and there will be no issues among us. Right. So orally they will agree. Orally means what? There is nothing in written. And there is one more possibility. They will do agreement in a written form. A written form is what? In black and white on a stamp paper, or they will document somewhere. Okay. So these are the two possibilities they will do the agreement. Guys, when the agreement is done orally, that is called oral agreement. And when the agreement is done in written form on a stamp paper or any document, registered document, so that will be called as a written agreement. Now, there is one question that comes in exam. See, this written agreement has a name and that it is called as partnership deed. Remember this, it is given here, partnership deed. So when the partners does agreement in written form, it is called partnership deed. So in this partnership deed, what they will do? They will create a document. I will show you how. For example, here, like this, a document. They will write all the important points, who are the partners, what is their address, what will be the profit sharing ratio, how much they will share the, so will any partner be allowed for salary, for commission, can they withdraw drawing, if they have introduced capital in the business, is there any interest allowed on capital, all these points they can write in written form. So this written form is called as partnership deed. This will be signed by all the partners and done. So this is what we have studied, agreement. So what is agreement? Agreement is one of the feature of partnership form. So agreement can be of two types. So in the question, if they will ask you, there cannot be oral agreement, true or false? So your answer should be false. There can be oral agreement also. It's okay, perfectly fine. Oral agreement can be there. But only thing is that if you have agreement in oral form, there is always a possibility of dispute in future. See, for example, A, B and C were partners, very close friends. They started some business, and initially they agreed that A and B were very, over excited, and they told C, "Arey, you don't worry here, we will give you 5,000 salary per month." And after 3 months, A and B told to B, "You know what, business is not doing well, we cannot pay you 5,000 rupees salary." Now what can A do? What option does he have? So if this agreement was in a written form, A had the proof. But since the agreement was in oral form, who knows? Nobody will believe C. So it is always advisable agreement to be in a written form. That is one good thing. Next, see guys, number of partners. In a partnership firm, what are the number of partners you can keep in the business? Minimum to 2 ही होगा, there must be 2, but what should be the limit for maximum? So guys, for maximum 50 partners, not more than that. See, this is a change which they have done in the textbook. If you would have seen last year, okay, I'll tell you, last year textbook, this number of partners was different. So this year they have updated. Okay, so I will not tell you what what numbers were last year, otherwise you will get confused and you will remember the wrong numbers and then you will write in the exam. So I will not tell you, but it was wrong. Okay, but this year they have made the updations, and this updations is as per Companies Act 2013. So Companies Act में दिया हुआ है, in Companies Act they have mentioned what should be the maximum number of partners in the partnership firm. So please remember 50. There is high possibility this thing will come in the exam this year. Okay, so 50. So partnership business, minimum 2 and maximum 50. Next, third, lawful business. See, this is also a very important point. What is lawful business? Lawful business means, we'll go to our previous example, ABC. See, ABC started a business and that business itself is illegal or not lawful, anti-social. For example, they started business in supplying ammunition. They started some smuggling business, so that business is itself not lawful. So partnership should always be done of a lawful business, not illegal business. Next, this is one feature of partnership. Next, sharing of profits and losses. See guys, this is very important point. I will take 2 minutes to make you understand this point so that you get clarity on this. Let's see. Same example we will take of A, B and C. See, they started business, and for example, at the time of starting business, they made a partnership deed here. They made partnership deed, or the agreed orally on profit sharing, how they will share the profit. And for example, they decided we will share 3:2:1. This is ratio. In this ratio we will share the profits. Now what does this mean? I will try to make you understand. This means if there is 60,000 profit, A will get what? This share, 3 share out of how much? 3 plus 2 plus 1 out of 6. So he will get how much? 30,000, 30k. And B will get how much? Same, total profit is 60,000. And he will get how much share? His share. What is his share? B ka share is 2. 2 out of total. Total is 3, 5 and 1, 6. So he will get 20,000. And what about the last guy, C? C has share only 1 share out of total 6 shares. So total profit is 60,000. So C will get 1 by 6. Okay. So he will get how much? If we will simplify, he will get 10k. 10. So, this is called profit sharing ratio. How partners will, share profits of the business. So we will go to our example. A, B and C were partners. Okay. Now profit sharing ratio, they decided 3:2:1. Okay. And they decided, for example, I will take one example. First case, first scenario, what can be? They decided orally, or they did not decide. They forgot. They said, "Arey yaar, we are friends, don't worry about the profits. We will, share. We will discuss in future." So they forgot, or they didn't, whatever. Or they agreed, but that was oral. Nothing was written. So now, for example, later on, A is saying, I am working more, or I have introduced more capital in the business. I should get 3 shares. And their friendship is gone for a toss now. B and C are saying, no, even we are working very hard. Why you will get 3 share out of 6? Means why you will get 30,000? That should not happen. Even we are working very hard. So what will happen now? See guys, as there was no partnership deed. Partnership deed is what? Written agreement. Written agreement. There was no written agreement. Everything, either they did not discuss on this point, or they discussed, but this was orally. But now A does not have any proof to prove that he was supposed to get 3 shares out of total 6 shares. So what will happen in this case? In this case, we will refer to the act. Act is what? Law. For partners, if there is any dispute in the partnership, which act we should? There are n number of thousands of act in India. Which act we will refer? We will refer Partnership Act. Partnership Act. Like, all of us, we have happy birthday dates. All the acts also have happy birthday days. So happy birthday for Partnership Act was 1932. So we will refer this act. Now, if you have not made oral agreement, and if you have not made any agreement at all, and then if there is dispute or issue between the partners, what we should do? We should follow the Partnership Act 1932. So what does Partnership Act 1932 does? Partnership Act 1932 tells there are various provisions which Partnership Act in case of dispute says. For example, in this case, A, B and C went to the court to resolve their dispute of profit sharing ratio. A is saying what? I introduced more capital, I am working hard, this, that, and I should get 3 shares. Or he is saying orally, before starting the partnership, all of us, we agreed on this, but now B and C are saying, they forgot, or, they are not agreeing. And B and C are saying, their say what they have to say. So what will happen? If there would have been a written agreement, partnership deed, written agreement, then no issues. Then everything was written, documented. A would have got his share. But now there is nothing written and there is no proof, no documentation is there. Now we will go according to Partnership Act 1932. What does Partnership Act say? So if you have not made any partnership deed earlier, if you have made oral agreement, or if you have not discussed on that point at all earlier while doing the business, profit sharing ratio between A, B and C will be 1:1:1. That means A will get 1 share of total profit, B will get 1 share of total profit, and C will get 1 share of total profit. So that is who says that? Partnership action. See guys, and this point will come later, and I try to explain you now at this point of time only. So better to go with understanding, Let's see. Let us read that point. What does it say? Lawful business, sharing of profit. See guys, I have highlighted with red ink, you can see, and I have sent to my Shriram Academy students, okay, already these notes. So lawful business we have done. Sharing of profit and loss. If the agreement is silent, see, if they have not agreed, or oral agreement, or if they have not discussed on this point about the ratio, then what will happen? Profit and loss sharing will be equal. I have mentioned here. This is a feature. Next, unlimited liability. See guys, this point is also very important. Unlimited liability. In CBSE guys, in business studies, they might have studied in 11th standard, and state board guys in SP, this year they will study OCM or SP. Okay. Let's see. Unlimited liability. For what does unlimited liability mean? I will first try to make you understand that, and then this feature of unlimited liability is applicable to partnership. A, B, C are partners. A introduced 5 lakh, B introduced 5 lakh, and C introduced 5 lakh. They started business together. A, B, C together. They started business together, and you know what happened? After some period, or say after 2 years, they made a loss, and this loss is of 50 lakhs. Now what will they do? So they can say to their lenders. Lenders means who? For example, they have taken loan from bank, they have suppliers, because when you do business, you get stuff, not all this stuff in cash. There are credit transactions also in the economy. So they were getting on credit from their suppliers, raw material or whatever. Okay. So they are telling them, to their lenders, A, B and C are saying, we made losses of 50 lakh rupees and now we cannot pay you because not our fault. We cannot pay you because we made losses. We are very honest, but we made losses. See guys, try to understand the concept of unlimited liability. The concept is that if it is your fault or not your fault, you are the partners. A, B and C, you are the partners. You made losses in the business. So if you made losses, you have taken all the decisions. So you have to pay your losses. From where now they will pay? They have no money. Business made losses. So from your personal property. So sell your personal property. For example, A has a house. He has to sell it to pay the liabilities. They have to pay till last penny in their pocket. जब तक जेब में 1 रुपया भी है तब तक पे करना पड़ेगा. पर्सनल एसेट सेल करके पे करना पड़ेगा. That is why it is said it is a feature of partnership. So partnership का एक very important feature is unlimited liability. This will come in your OCM 12 standards Maharashtra board. Difference between partnership or sole proprietor, difference between partnership and not for profit organization, difference between partnership and private limited or public limited. There are these very important differences which you, so there you will cover this point again. Next, unlimited. See, till the last rupee in their pocket. So liability of partner is unlimited, jointly and severally. Jointly means what? All of them they have to pay. For example, anybody's fault. For example, C made a fault in business. So for his wrong deeds, for C's wrong deeds, whatever wrong actions he has done, A and B is also equally responsible. Why? C has done something wrong. Why A and B are responsible? Because they are partners. अरे भाई partner हो ना, you are partner ना, so you should have thought before going into partnership with C, right? So when you do partnership, just think 10 times before doing it. Guys, there is one more to cover this unlimited liability. This is a feature of partnership business. This is actually a very big disadvantage of partnership business. For example, C will do something wrong and A and B is also liable to pay those liabilities. This disadvantage, to cover this advantage, there is new form of business that is called LLP, limited liability partnership. But this is not in your syllabus, so we will discuss some other time later with you. I will not touch this concept. So to overcome this limited liability limitation of partnership, this LLP is there, limited liability partnership. Partnership has unlimited liability. Let's go next. Registration of partnership. What do you mean by registration of partnership? Registration of partnership is, see, compulsory. For example, you do any business, some documentation is required, some registration in some government office is required, right? So how about the case with partnership? See guys, for partnership, registration is required, but only in the state of Maharashtra. In the state of Maharashtra, registration is must. In other states except Maharashtra, all over India, but except Maharashtra, registration is optional, not compulsory. So please remember, in the state of Maharashtra, registration is must. Other states it is optional. So please remember this. This is registration. Next, joint ownership of management. So for example, I will give an example on this joint ownership and management. For example, there is a car of the of the partnership firm. A, B, C and C are partners, and this car is of the partnership firm. The firm is owner. No, neither A nor B, all of them together are owner. But C is often taking this car for family picnic, or with friends, picnic with friends. He should not do it. Why? Because this car is the joint property and no partner should use the property of the firm, partnership firm, for personal purpose. That is what it says. Joint ownership. So it should be used for business purpose only. See, each partner is the joint owner of the property of the firm. See, I have already highlighted this, guys. No partner can use property for personal use. So please, I have given. Now this is next concept, principal and agent. See, this is partnership is twofold. A partner is always a principal as well as agent. So whenever a partner works with the outside world, see, for example, this is the firm, and out of this firm everything is the outside environment. So outside environment, this partner A will always be principal outside, and within the firm partner, he acts as an agent. With other partners, he acts as an agent. Okay, so please try to keep this point, remember this point. Each partner works in twofold capacity, principal and agent. See, this is important. Principal of the firm with outsiders, and I have highlighted here, with other partners he acts as an agent. So what we have studied, guys, features of partnership. Now next topic is dissolution. Dissolution is what? Dissolution, a partnership firm is dissolved through agreement. See, A, B and C are partners. Now they want to dissolve the partnership firm, means close the partnership firm. So they can do it, but with an agreement, through an agreement between the partners. If partner want to, see, this is important, I have highlighted. For example, now see, A wants to close the partnership firm. How he can close? He has to give 14 days notice. He cannot get up in the morning and call other partners, hey, you know what, from today onwards we'll, close the partnership. No, that will not work. Okay, that will be totally wrong. He has to give notice of 14 days. Any partner who want to close the firm. And firm can also close how? The firm can also be dissolved if अभी देखो अभी कोई डाई हो गया, कोई मरी गया, तो क्या नोटिस देना उसने? Then firm will retire, becomes insolvent or insane. Insane means what? This. Insane means this. Insolvent means, insolvent, 11th standard I have taught. Insolvent is a person whose assets are less and liabilities are more. जिसका liabilities are, for example, see, a person is there, his liability is 100 crore and his assets are 5 crores. So his liabilities are more, 95 crores. So he is insolvent. A person is solvent. For example, I will give one more example. A person is there, his liabilities are 1000 crores, but his assets are 10,000 crores. He is a solvent person. Solvent. It's okay, right? Okay, guys. So now dissolution. This topic, there is one chapter number 6 in your syllabus. I will just show you in the index. There is complete chapter on dissolution of partnership. See, so dissolution point we will study there in detail. Dissolution, you have to remember only 2 points. Dissolution means closing of partnership firm. Second, dissolution can be done by if a partner will give notice of 14 days or in case of death, retirement of a partner, or if a partner goes insane. Insane मालूम है ना? Insane means lunatic, थोड़ा पागल हो जाना, दिमाग सटक जाना, that guy. Or insolvent means what? A person whose liabilities are more than his assets. Next, I will cover this point and then we will stop here. I don't want to make a big video. So next video I will upload after 15-20 minutes only. So students have that tendency of watching small videos. So I don't want to make a video of 2 hours or 3 hours. Otherwise students will not open also that video on YouTube. Okay, we will cover this point. Partnership deed. I have told you beta. We will see again. Agreement can be in 2 forms, oral and written. When agreement is in written form, that is called partnership deed. Very simple. If you will see, this will come for 1 marks. So what you have to write for 1 marks, you don't write answer in 3 pages. Believe me, you won't get more than 1 mark also. So for 1 mark, 1 line, 1 word, fill in the blanks, true, false, that much. So if this is for 1 mark, what you will write? Agreement in a written form is called as partnership deed. And this year they have included this in the syllabus. Very nice. See, the document containing a document. See, for example, this is a document. What is this? Have you ever seen? See, this is a stamp paper. 100 rupees ka stamp paper. What they have done? They have written certain points on this stamp paper about the partners, their address, what are they, what will be their capacity in the business. So they have made this partnership deed on a stamp paper, and every partner has signed. It is probably registered. Okay. So this is what now what? This is partnership deed. So read now. The document, this document example, containing the partnership agreement. This is the agreement. All these points are agreements among partners. This is made by partners, is called partnership deed. A partnership deed, what all points you can include? Name and address of the firm, name and address of all the partners, capital contribution, ratio in which profits are shared, duties of partners, provisions related to if we will take new partner, all these things. Now one more thing which I want to discuss here, importance of partnership deed. See guys, in my notes I have highlighted the importance. See, if you will see in this page, I haven't given you so many, only 2 points I have given. Believe me, you learn those points, very important ones. So what is partnership deed? I have told you, if there is oral agreement or if there is no agreement between the partners, it will lead to dispute. So partnership deed का importance वही है. having partnership deed, partners dispute in future may be avoided. Please remember this. So guys, in my next video I will teach you what are the provisions of the Partnership Act 1932, or yeah, and I will explain you methods of capital account in my next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care, thank you very much. Okay guys, bye, take care.